Doon sa pag-iikot nyo, Commodore, no, na-mention mo na sa mga universities, you were surprised na marami sa mga estudyante natin, sa mga kabataan, parang ang tingin nga nila disputed yung West Philippine Sea. Why do you think this is the case?
Well, there are a lot of reasons, no? Pero para sa akin, ang proliferation ng fake news, ang pagbaba ng tingin ng ating kabataan at even ordinary Filipinos pagdating sa West Philippine Sea is pretty much related because of the limited information na ipinapakalat natin pagdating sa West Philippine Sea. At ang pinakamatindi dito ay yung panahon ng nakarang administrasyon. Binanggit ko to sa Kongreso kahapon, for the entire 6 years from 2016 to 2022, there were only 3 incidents na napabalita. No? Ito yung FB Jimber incident kung saan ang mga mais ng Pilipino ay binangga sa Reed Bank. Pangalawa is yung water cannon ng resupply ng Armed Forces sa Philippines. At pangatlo, ito yung Chinese swarming sa Julian, Felipe. It doesn't mean na wala nang ibang insidenteng nangyari dito. Ang nangyari lang, the former administration was had a very limited information na ipinakalat sa publiko. And they always undermine our position in a way na parang tipong they downplay always this harassment of the Chinese government. So, with the very limited information na ibinibigay natin sa publiko, at the same time, meron pang proliferation of fake news na ginagawa rin ng China, highlighting na kanilang kabuuan ng South China Sea. So you cannot blame the Filipino people from 6 years of the former administration na ang na-institutionalize na sa paniniwala ng ating mga kababayang Pilipino. Na ang West Philippine Sea, hindi yan talaga atin, hindi yan natin pwedeng tindigan kasi magkakagera, those kind of statements before.
Okay. Yung binabanggit mo, Commodore, na parang disinformation coming from China when it comes to the West Philippine Sea. Nakikita natin yan all over social media, no? Pero unfortunately, we're also seeing certain Filipinos na supposedly merong credibility, pero they're amplifying, di ba, the narrative of China. Ito example, bakit kailangang ipunto na hindi naman registered yan sa IHO, di ba? Hindi, parang tinatabunan yung other legitimate legislation, for instance, and evidence showing that, of course, the West Philippine Sea belongs to us and it refers to our 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone dun sa ating west, no? May nakikita ka bang parang really concerted effort to have these Filipinos amplify those talking points by China?
Alam mo, Christian, ang nakakapagtaka pa dito, no, sa mga trolls, no, is that kung ano ang magiging statement ng isa sa kanila, pare-pareho lang din sila eventually, no? They're going to post it to Facebook, to X. Parang merong isang taga-kumpas kapag sinabi nila ngayong linggo ang topic natin ay about downplaying a particular incident. And then eventually will follow. And even those without naming names, itong mga tao na to. Ganun na nangyayari. So, para sa akin, this is a concerted effort. This doesn't happen randomly. And ayoko na sanang banggitin, no, na ma-politicize din ang issue ng West Philippine Sea. But if you're going to look at also the post of the pro-China trolls, you can also look at their political inclination. Some of them are also supporters of the previous administration. Some of them are supporters of Pogo. Some of them are supporters of Pastor Kibuloy. So, hindi mo maintindihan kung ito ba talaga ay aksidente lang or talagang pareho lang talaga sila lahat ng taste.
Or may pattern. Although kasi on record naman yan, yung pagkiling sa China, talaga nakita natin during the previous administration. Actually, hindi lang pagkiling, pagsipsip. Diba? Ano naman yan? Publicly known naman yan. Pero the other important question is, I know you have this, there is a common response supposedly coming from the government to approach this challenge of disinformation coming from China and their adherents among Filipinos. Can you talk about that strategy? How are you countering this?
Well, the transparency initiative that we have, no, every time na may incidente since the National Security Advisor, J. Eduardo Año, assumed office and the chairmanship of the National Task Force, lagi na natin itong isinasa publiko. Ang dahilan natin kung bakit natin ginagawa ito is for the Filipino people to understand na talagang ipinaglalaban natin ang West Philippine Sea. And secondly, for them to also visualize the sacrifices of our soldiers and Coast Guard sailors pagdating sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea. Minsan, Sir Christian, ang hirap kasi para sa mga Pilipino na ma-visualize ang abstract na sinasabi nating West Philippine Sea. But if you're going to show them itong harassment, water cannoning, for example, dangerous maneuver, or even intentional ramming, mas tumataas, mas nararamdaman ng Pilipino. And that has been our first strategy. No? And then the second strategy, alam mo, Christian, ang laban natin sa West Philippine Sea, obviously, we cannot do it alone as a country. We need to make the international community aware of what's happening, not because we are requesting them for help, no? But for them to understand na ang China ay patuloy na nagba-violate ng international law, na ang China is the one endangering the peace and stability dito sa region natin na to. So, since 2023, no, February of 2023, actually nag-celebrate na tayo ng second year anniversary natin last February 12, no, when it comes to the Transparency Initiative. For 2 years now, lahat ng insidente isinapubliko natin. And when it comes to the Chinese propaganda or misinformation, agaran nating sinasagot ito. We do press conferences attended by the DFA, the National Security Council, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and even the Philippine Coast Guard. Para sa atin, it's important for all of these spokesperson to face the public, respond to the media interviews, para mas mailahad natin lalo kung ano ang katotohanan ng bawat insidenteng nangyayari sa West Philippines.
Okay. Aside from that, Commodore, do you have any other sophisticated approaches in your arsenal, so to speak, to counter this Chinese influence operations? Basically, ganito. No? Yung sinasabi nyo kasi that's the right approach. Sagutin, be transparent with everything, but you would have to rely on organic spread of those information, correct information that you are putting out in public. Eh kung ang kalaban nyo, meron silang tinatawag na social engineering on social media, basically, alam nila kung saan ipapakalat, anong oras, tapos hindi naman totoong tao yung mga ipapakalat, medyo mahirap yung laban, no? Yung dun sa aspekto na yun, how are you countering that?
Alam mo, to be honest, Sir Christian, we don't have that kind of approach. No? Yung, for example, gumawa ng trolls, mag-hire ng influencers or whatever. Ang one time, tinanong si NSA, no? J. Eduardo Año, he was asked when we were in Pag-asa, how can we be more effective in countering fake news? Dahil nag-proliferate na siya talaga. J. Eduardo Año responded in a very simple way. Ang sabi niya, we just have to keep on telling the truth. And so far, that's what we have been doing. We're just keep on telling the truth, and we amplify it with media interviews, media engagement, local government engagement as well. We also visit universities to inform the youth about what's really happening in the West Philippine Sea and the importance of our fight in the West Philippine Sea.
Pero they also have, let's say, mga data scientists and other experts to help you better understand the digital landscape at malaman niyo kung talagang nagiging effective yung inyong transparency initiative in the face of this Chinese disinformation. Well,
the Presidential Communications Office or PCO, no, have this kind of commercial software to understand naman what is the public opinion about the West Philippine Sea in different places. So we can at least measure, no, using such commercially available software to understand kung ano ang pulso talaga ng mga Pilipino, anong age group ang may ganito, and based on analysis of the social media platforms na nandito sa Pilipinas.
Meron din po ba kayo, Commodore, na parang, of course, no, yung Transparency Initiative, I suppose, whole of government approach. Pero when it comes to, let's say, institutionalizing certain information to be part of the basic education curriculum, para maituro na itong West Philippine Sea, ito yon, di ba? Meron bang mga ganung diskarte?
2 weeks ago, Sir Christian, we launched the comic book project namin ng National Task Force West Philippine Sea. Ang pangalan ng book na yon is The Stories of Teacher June. We have English version and also Tagalog version. It's a comic book setting, no, that talks about UNCLOS, kumbaga UNCLOS for dummies. Para sa akin kasi, whether you are a lawyer or not, or a professional, sometimes the UNCLOS 101 is not too common for everyone. So we came up with a caricature. We tried to simplify it para maintindihan hindi lamang ng bata, but even the ordinary citizen. And then it also talks about our historical references for our position. It talks about also for the arbitral award and even the fake news efforts of the Chinese government to counter our position. And the last part of the comic book, it talks about the dreams and aspirations ng mga batang characters sa comic book. During the launching of this comic book project, Sir Christian, the Secretary of the Department of Education, Secretary Angara, was also there, and the National Security Advisor. At napag-usapan natin ito, no, na it's important for us to come up with this kind of reference and then give it away to public schools and other public libraries para maintindihan ng mga Pilipino kung ano talaga yung pinag-uusapan nating West Philippine Sea at hindi agad tayo makukonvince na wala ngang West Philippine Sea.